Coach Amanda here at FLIPOUT Productions, and I'm going to share a balance beam workout that you can do at home. All you need is a line, and here I have my Velcro line stuck to my carpet. If you want to recreate this, you can get some tape, make a straight line at home, and you're good to go. Now, before we start, I want to go over some arm positions for beam. So right here we have side and middle. My arms are parallel with my shoulders. And I am using this kind of like I'm an airplane or a butterfly, and it's going to help me balance on the balance beam. Alright, this is what it looks like on the side. Very important for balance beam. The next one is a crown. So you give yourself a little crown, kind of like you're holding a cheeseburger on top of your head. And this one also very important for beam. This is what it looks like on the side. And the last one is hands on your hips. I like to call it lobster claws. You're going to put them on your hips and use this one as well. Alright? You can use any three arms for any walk, whatever feels most comfortable for you. So we're going to start at the end of our beam, and I want you, whenever you're on your balance beam or whenever you're on your line at home, you're looking at the end of your balance beam. To fit maybe like an apple or an orange underneath your chin, so you're not stuck to your chest like this. You're presenting yourself nice and tall, but my eyes are glued to the end of my feet so I don't fall. Just be nice and balanced. I'm going to start with my arms out, side, middle, and I'm just going to do a flat foot walk. So heel, toe, with a point before I put my foot down off the beam. Every time your foot comes off the ground in gymnastics, you want it to be pointed. At the end of our balance beams, I'm going to put my arms in crown, go up to this position called a locked body, and I'm going to do a pivot turn and come back down. This is great practice for when you're in the gym. You always want to do a pivot turn at the end of the beam. Alright? Next, we're going to do the same thing and add a releve. Releve is when you're up on your tippy toes. So I'm going to go point, step, looking at the end of my beam. If you wobble, that's alright. Find your balance and keep on going. So we're going to go for some backwards walks. Here, it's super extra important to look at the end of your beam. If I start looking this way and I'm walking backwards, what direction am I going to go in? Off the beam, right? If I'm looking right in front of me, then I'm guaranteed to go in a straight line. So, arms on side middle. I'm going to try making it to the end of my beam without looking behind me, right? I'm going to look right in front of me. And the trick is to tap your foot onto the line, make sure it's there, and then toe, heel, tap, toe, heel, tap, toe, heel. Again, my chin has an apple underneath it, and my eyes are looking at the end of my beam. I'm going to finish up the rest in a releve. Nice and tight. They don't have to be big steps, and there is no rush on balance beam. Take your time. I made it to the end. Good job. Next walk we're going to do is passe walks. Here you can do arms inside middle, hands on your hips, arms in crown, whatever you'd like. I'm going to do hands on my hips. I'm going to go step with a pointed foot, and then passe is when you put your big toe to your knee. Pointed foot, big toe to your knee. Notice I'm not resting my foot on my knee. Most of the weight is on my standing leg. Passe, 1, 2, point and step. Passe, 1, 2, point and step. And crown, lock body, pivot turn, and step. Good job. Next, I'm going to try some straight-legged kicks. So, arms inside middle. This is my favorite arm position for kicks. I'm going to step with a pointed foot like always. My back leg is going to explode off the ground and try and kick the ceiling with a straight leg and a pointed foot. So step, kick, step, kick, step, kick. One more. Big kick with a small step. And pivot turn, and come back down. And this time I'm going to try it on releve to show you that you can do a variation. Arms inside middle, a little step, and a big kick. Little step, big kick, little step. I'm pushing my ankles forward to find balance on the ball of my foot. Find my crown, my lock body, Squeeze tight, pivot, and come down. Very good. All right, next, I want to try some bunny hops. So you have your beam feet together, so my good foot slightly in front. You can do hands on your hips. And for bunny hops, you want your feet glued together, and you want to try and not let your heels touch the ground. You're only pushing through your toes in a nice, tight, straight body position. All right, I'm squeezing my tush, squeezing my belly, my chin is up, and I'm going to go for some bunny hops. Not letting my feet come apart. Hop, 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 and freeze. Bend your knees to freeze. Crown, releve, and pivot. Next one is a variation of bunny hops. They're called switchy hops. This is good to practice on a line. They can be kind of intimidating or scary on the balance beam, so definitely get your practice in on your line first. This one I'm going to try with my arms up nice and tight and a tight crown, up on my releve. It's just like a bunny hop, but in every hop, you're switching your feet. Switch, switch, switch. And the goal is to not bend your knees. I'm just pushing through my toes. Freeze, I bend my knees. And pivot, and pivot. Very good. All right, this next one might be scary on a big beam, but again, that's why we have our line, and we're here to practice that. I'm going to try a long jump. So, keeping my feet glued together, moving as one unit. I'm going to start with my arms up, and I'm going to see how far I can jump on this line, keeping my feet together. I'm going to swing my arms down. When they come up, I jump, and freeze. This is a freeze position. Bending your knees, arms out straight in front of you so that you don't fall off your knee. And then I'm going to do a little hop to finish up. Good job. Pivot turn. I'm going to try that again, going the other way. Let's see if I can make the whole line. Let's see if you can make the whole line. And long jump. That one was closer. Good job, team. And pivot. Very nice. Alrighty. Last one for our walks, we're going to do duck walks. This one's a little bit of a challenge. So, arms up in crown, up in your releve, and from here you're going to sit down into a squat position. From here, you're going to use a little bit of a bounce and walk. Okay? Looking at the end of my beam, keeping my chest up like a string is pulling me up to the ceiling. And then if you want an extra challenge, you can try your pivot turn in your duck position. Pivot, come up, and releve, and relax. So shake it out. We've done a really good job with our knee walks. Next, I want to go over how to do a handstand on the beam. Very similar to how to do a handstand on the ground. So, I want you to do a lunge, a nice big lunge, which means my front leg is bent, my back leg is straight. I'm going to do my arms nice, tight, and straight by my ears. From here, I want to see you lever into a T-hold. Straight arms, straight legs, pointed foot. Watching the end of your beam. Tap to make sure it's there. And finish and present. Good job. Let's do that 3 more times, all right? So, find your lunge, correct your hips, correct your toes, arms nice and tight. I'm looking at the end of my beam. I take my time. 1 gymnastics, 2 gymnastics, 3 gymnastics. Back to my lunge. Very good. We have 2 more. Turn that T into a needle kick or a lever. So pass through your T, tap your beam, T, back to lunge, and present. All right, you want to make sure you're hitting all those positions. Let's do that 2 more times. This is setting us up for our handstand in a little bit. T. I always look at the end of my beam, and it helps me stay nice and balanced. Okay. Last one. T, needle, T. I can also look at my line and place my foot down where I want it. Once I feel stable, that's when I'm going to go ahead and show that I'm done with my skill, with my present. Okay. Next step in our handstand on beam is going to be a 3/4 handstand. So it's our needle and we just add a little hop, all right? So got my nice tight beam lunge, tight arms, pass through T, your needle, hop, T, finish. Right there, my arm started wobbling, my leg was wobbling. I reminded myself to tighten up, find my center position, which helped me land back in my nice lunge. All right, let's do that 2 more times. Good work. It's not easy stuff, but it is definitely important for our gymnastics. So, last thing we're going to go for our handstand. We're going to try 3 handstands all together, combining everything we just worked on. So, nice big lunge, T, needle, tap my toes, look at the end of my beam, and present. There's like a checklist in my head, and there should be one in your head, reminding me what to do throughout this skill. Let's do that 2 more times. Lunge. Fight for it. Present. Good job. And last one. We got this. Place my foot down where I want it. And finish. Good job, everyone. Next, we're going to go over some jumps on beam. So, here, again, it's a little bit different than the floor because my good foot is a little bit in front of my back foot. Here, I want to see arms starting up. You're going to swing your arms down with a big bend in the knee, straight jump, and freeze. Notice my feet land the same way they started. Sometimes it's easy to switch your feet in the air or separate them. We definitely want to keep them together because we want to land them together on the beam, right? Let's try that again, arms up. When you swing your arms down, make sure to not dip your chest, right? You want to have a nice tall chest because my jump's trying to go up. And then hit that freeze position we went over earlier. All right, last one, and freeze. Very good. Next, I want to go over a jump series on beam. So here I'm going to add in our tuck jump. We're going to go straight jump, tuck jump. So, arm swing, straight jump, swing, tuck jump, freeze. Freeze, 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 and present. You just did a jump series. Good job. Now here you can do any jumps you like. You can do a straight jump, a tuck jump, a straddle jump, a split jump. You can even do tuck jump, whatever you're comfortable with. Let's try a straight jump, tuck jump again. Setting myself up and swing. Straight jump, tuck jump, and present. Very good. One more time. Looking at the end of my knees, of course. Squeezing nice and tight. Tall chest, tall chin. Big arm swing, straight jump, tuck jump, freeze. We did it. Good job, team. Okay. Last thing I'm going to go over is something called a heel snap turn. So, we went over pivot turns. To review that, you go in lock body, squeeze nice and tight. You go pivot. If you want to be fancy, you can stay in lock body and pivot back. Ooh, it's definitely a challenge. But this turn is called a heel snap turn. So I'm going to pick my favorite leg. I'm going to go into a coupe or a passe. Whichever leg I'm standing on, I'm going to take that same arm and act like I'm hitting a beach ball or a tree. And then my other arm's going to be out to the side, kind of like it's inside middle. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to do a heel snap turn and look for the other end of my beam while snapping this arm in, completing my circle. Snap. And step forward. You always want to take that leg and step forward out of your skills. Let's do one more all together. I'm ready, tall chest. Ooh, Good job. You did it. I think that's going to be it for our beam workout today. You did an amazing job. You got a handstand, you got a jump series, and you got a heel snap turn. And you got a bunch of blocks that you can work on. And then can't wait to see you back in the gym where we can practice this on our real beams. We've missed you so much. I'm excited to see you soon. And yeah, amazing job, everyone. See ya.